Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing and swatching the new KYLIE Kylighters. I feel like it took a really long time for them to get here. I don't know if it was just me, but anyways, they just got here today and I was only able to get two shades. I got Banana Split and Strawberry Shortcake. I tried really hard to get all of them because I really wanted to do a swatch video of all of them just so you guys could see what they looked like on my skin tone, but of course everybody knows that KYLIE stuff sells out within seconds, so these are the only two that I got my hands on. But I figured I should probably test out the formula of them before I go and buy the rest of them, so that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna buy the rest of them until I see if I like these ones. So I haven't even opened these yet. I haven't seen what the colors look like or anything. I've just taken them out of the box that they came in, but this is what the packaging looks like. I mean, it's okay. I feel like she could have done better on the packaging. It's kind of like, it's just a little bit boring. I mean, honestly, it was $22, so I can't be expecting that much because that is a really good price for a highlighter. And honestly, if the product is good, then who cares what the packaging looks like. I do, however, like that it's like a glossy finish on the box and then her name, KYLIE, is in matte print. I do think that's really cool. This is what the actual product looks like. So it's the same exact thing as the box that it came in, and then you open it up and this is what the highlighter looks like. I love that she included a mirror in this. I think that's a great plus this, and this is actually really big. I don't know if you can tell on camera how big it is, but this is a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. So this is actually 9.5 grams or 0.34 ounces. So that's actually really big. That's a lot of product for a highlighter. Another highlighter that I have just to compare is the Becca and Champagne Pop Highlighter. This one has 8 grams or 0.28 grams. So just to compare, in case you guys have that one at home and you want to know how big these are, and this is the size difference in this one. And then I'm going to show you the inside of Banana Split, and then we'll get right into swatching. So this is what Banana Split looks like. Another thing that I did want to show you guys, because I did see another person post a video on these and they were kind of upset with the back sticker had air bubbles in it, and I just wanted to show you guys that mine also has those bubbles. I don't know if it's catching it on camera. You see those little bubbles in there? To me, honestly, that's not a big deal. Like, I don't really care that much about the packaging. It is a little weird to me that there's so many of the bubbles because I don't know if that's dust or I don't know what it is, but it's a little bit weird. I mean, I don't really care that much. I can just take the sticker off and fix it myself. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that just because I have been hearing some people complaining about that. And before I forget to mention this, these highlighters are $22 a piece, and then you do have to pay for shipping on top of that, which for me is $8.95, which still is not bad. Just comparing again to the Becca Champagne Pop, I believe this one is $38, and you are getting more product in this than the Becca highlighter. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into these swatches. So first I'm gonna swatch them on my arm with my finger, just so you guys can see what they look like on my skin tone. And then I'm going to go in with a brush and use them on my cheekbones. I didn't wear any highlighter today so that we can see the true test of them. So the first one that I'm going to be swatching is Banana Split. Okay, so it feels really nice and soft and creamy on my finger when I'm rubbing it into the highlighter. And then on the back of my hand, it's swatched pretty good. It is really pretty. I think it's a super pretty, like, vibrant yellow gold color. So I do like the colors that it's reflecting. It honestly does look a little bit powdery, but that's not always a bad thing. I still think that it looks really pretty on my skin. I'm just hoping that it's not going to enhance the texture on my face because sometimes really powdery highlighters can do that. I also didn't get any kickback in the highlighter when I was swatching with my finger, so that's good. So there's not a lot of fallout. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take a Morphe R36 brush. This is my favorite brush for highlighting. I feel like it just pats on the color so good. And then I'll tap off the extra just so that there's not a lot of fallout on my face. I'm just going to see how this applies on the very high points of my cheekbones. Yeah, I feel like I might have gotten a little bit too much on my brush. I'm just going to tap off a little bit more. But as you guys can see, it's very pigmented. I do think this is a really, really pretty color. I might be a little bit too fair for it right now because it's giving off, in person at least, a very golden tone, and I feel like I might just be a little bit too fair for that right now, but it is a very, very pretty color. If you have a little bit darker skin tone, I think this looks super pretty on you. I think it looks a lot more metallic than it looks glittery. I'm not getting too much of like a glittery vibe from it, but it is showing a little bit of my texture. I have really bad texture on my face, so this kind of happens with every highlighter I try. Sometimes it's worse and sometimes it's better. I really don't think that it's enhancing it too much to the point where like I wouldn't go to the house, but I definitely can see a little bit of texture. Honestly, I don't really care that much though. I still wear highlighters anyways just because I love them so much and I don't really care what people think. So yeah, I definitely think it's a really pretty color. It's very blinding, like the way that it's catching the light, it looks super pretty. I wouldn't say it's the most blinding highlight I've ever seen, but it is super pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next one, and this one again is called Strawberry Shortcake. So this one also feels very, very smooth and creamy against my finger when I'm swatching it. There is a little bit more kickback to this one, so when I'm swatching with my finger, a little bit of the product is coming up. Ooh, this one is really pretty. I am loving this shade. Okay, so this one definitely is gonna match my skin tone a lot better than the first one because this one has more of like a champagne pinky tone to it. As you guys can see on the back of my hand, it's looking very metallic and it almost looks like wet looking, which I really do like. I feel like this one looks a little bit better on the back of my hand than the first one that I tried. Not that the first one looked bad, and I'm really loving the color of this. This is so pretty. Okay, so I just spot cleaned my brush and I'm gonna go in with the same one, the Morphe R36 brush, and then I'm gonna try this one out on my other cheekbone. So I'm definitely getting a lot more kickback in this one when I dip my brush into it. There's definitely a lot more product that's coming up in it. Okay, so again, I'm just tapping off the extra on the brush just so that I don't get too much on my face right away, and then I'm just gonna go right in on my cheekbone, and ooh, yeah, this color is so pretty. Okay, so as you guys can see, this color is a little bit better for my skin tone. Try to ignore my little breakout that's going on here. That always gets enhanced when I use highlighters. You can't really avoid that. So I feel like it does enhance the texture a little bit. I mean, it's not as bad as I've definitely seen. I really don't think that it has a glittery look to it. It definitely is more metallic. I can for sure see some texture on my face, which, like I said before, that happens to me all the time. Every highlighter does that to me. It's very hard to get away from my texture being like enhanced. So I don't have that much of a problem with it. I honestly don't think these look bad though. I think they actually look really pretty. I think she nailed these two colors. They're super pretty. So just to wrap things up, I'm going to give you guys my final review. I really do think she did a good job for her very first highlighters. I think the formula is great. It's definitely not the best highlighter I've ever tried in my life. It's not the most blinding, but it is really good. And for $22, you are getting a ton of product. So I think that's awesome that she did that. That's almost half the price of some highlighters that you'll find in Sephora. So I really do think that it's worth the money. I think that she could work on the packaging a little bit more because the packaging is slacking just a little bit. So with that being said, I definitely will be picking up the other shades just because I feel like this is a great highlighter for $22. All about personal preference. So if you have a lot of texture, then you might not like this highlighter. I personally do like it. I think it's very pretty. So I think I've rambled on enough about these. If you guys happen to get these highlighters too and you guys really love them or you hate them, let me know down in the comments because I love hearing other people's reviews on things and how other people like them. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about them if you did get your hands on them. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.